There is a very controversial subject that comes up a lot with other landlords, and it's about tenants paying repairs and putting it in the lease that the tenant has to pay the first 50, 100, 300 in repairs, and then the landlord pays the repairs after that. And my opinion of never ever doing that is very much in the minority, but I can defend it. So I will tell you why in this video. And it kind of started this morning. I was thinking of it because I was on Facebook, and there's someone out there saying, oh, you can make these really amazing returns, ROIs, on Section 8 properties. But one of the reasons that he's saying you can make these great ROIs is if the tenants are paying, the Section 8 tenants are paying the first $300 in repairs. And okay, if they'll do that, I guess that would make for a better ROI. But I just want to talk to you about our reality here in Detroit, Michigan. So first, let me tell you who I am. I'm Monique Burns. That's my dog, Stella. We are in the dog park right now. It's this fenced-in wooded area, so you never know what might happen behind me. She's a senior. She's just enjoying the scents right now. So my husband and I have been buying houses in Detroit since 2007. We have learned everything. There's Annie. We have learned everything by, trial. There were no books. There were no courses on this stuff. Everything that I have learned since 2007, I decided, gosh, if I had only had this written out for me in a course, I would love it. So I made a course, and it was 9 hours of the things that I have learned over the years of renting to Section 8 tenants. If that's something you're interested in, there's links below. Also, what we do is we sell houses, we flip houses in Detroit. So we buy distressed properties, we renovate them, and we sell them to investors from all over the country and all over the world. Right now, we're focusing on cash buyers. Our 3-bedroom houses in Detroit are selling for $90,000. And when I do my own calculations, taxes are going up. I used to be able to get higher ROIs, but because the taxes have gone up, we're looking at a true 11 to 12% ROI in Detroit right now. I don't know this dog. So that's what we sell. So that's including taxes, the insurance, which is like around $1,000, and property management. Anyway, so if you're interested in that, contact me below. So about this charging tenants for the repairs. Okay, I'll just give an example. So we had a tenant recently in our best house in East English Village. If you're familiar with Detroit at all, East English Village is more of an upscale place to have a rental. And we didn't hear from him for a while because he wasn't paying the rent. And so we kind of had a very long, dragged out eviction. That's another story. And when we finally did get him out, we got to the property, and this guy is actually a handyman. He's a trained, he's a licensed in something or another. I can't remember exactly what, but he is in the industry of construction. Hey, if you are liking this video, it helps me tremendously if you subscribe. It motivates me to keep making you more quality content like this. Thank you. He knows how to fix stuff. And we got there, and he had let his sink drip into the basement for months. And the damage he did was ridiculous. Why? Because he wasn't paying the rent. He didn't want us to come over and fix this. And for some reason, he didn't fix it. And most of our tenants, they're not trained in any kind of construction, anything. And we would be very afraid for them to fix things. And this guy that is trained, that actually knows how to change a hot water heater. Something went wrong with the hot water heater. He fixed it in such a way that it could have blown up our house. I mean, it was bad. Whatever he did, I'm not in construction. Don't ask me the details of what he did. I don't know. But whatever he did, it was dangerous. It was bad. We had to go in there and redo that. We had to fix that. There were several things like that. So what I'm saying is, tenants on Section 8, this guy wasn't even on Section 8, but tenants on Section 8, they don't have a whole lot of spending money. And if they have a dripping faucet and it's dripping under the sink and it's dripping into the basement, but they also need to pay for something for their kids, or they've got other expenses, even if it's marijuana, the dripping faucet thing isn't going to be on the top of their priority. Gotta fix that, because they're not thinking like we do. Like, this is an investment. We need to make it last. They're not thinking past the drip. Like, they would have a tree fall through a roof and just put a bucket in that room, because they're not about to come up with $300 or $50 or $100 when they're faced with other choices what to do with all their money. They're just going to put a bucket there and get by as your ceiling gets worse and worse. And we have seen it repeatedly. I used to have a property management company. It's astonishing. And we did all the repairs. But when a tenant starts going south, like the one I was just talking about, and they stop paying rent, they stop calling for repairs, you don't want that to happen. But so that's my take on it. And I know a lot of other property managers, like, the tenant has to pay the first 100, and then the property manager or the landlord pays after that for whatever the repair is. But then I'm like, who'd they call for that first 100? Probably not my guy. I mean, I guess you could put that in the lease or something, but did they get their uncle to come over and do it? And did they do it the way I want them to do it? That's where we get stuck in this. And then, there's tenant-caused damages too. And there's certainly, this is always a big issue here, where we get tenant-caused damages, and then we got to protect our investment. So we end up fixing those things, especially if it comes up on a Section 8 repair. You got to pass the inspection. They don't care if it's a tenant-caused damage. They might put it under the list of tenant-caused damages, but whatever. You end up with eating it, and you put it on there, and then you charge the tenant for the damages. In Detroit, good luck getting a judge to honor that bill. I mean, they're nuts. Like, it doesn't even make sense. It's not legal that they don't let us charge for these things. So you have to have a good lawyer, you have to fight it, you have to have all this documentation. Good luck getting that money out of them. And even if, like, you get the judgment to get the money, now you got to go collect it, and you think you're going to collect that from a Section 8 tenant. Mind you, I'm dealing with Detroit. So when I'm in these landlord things, a lot of these people are in the suburbs, so their experience is different. I'm talking about Detroit. I am curious, what is your experience? Are you in the suburbs, or are you in a city of Detroit or like Detroit? What's your take on this? Because I know a lot of people have a lot of takes on it. Thank you so much for watching.